Welcome to the Rich Content Editor. We'll find the Rich Content Editor on pages, assignments, announcements, discussions in the calendar, basically anywhere that you can add text. We will find that Rich Content Editor. This will also be found in quizzes and new quizzes. So we're just going to go through a few highlights with this Rich Content Editor. If you've been using it for a little while, most of it has stayed the same. There are a couple updates though. So along the top, we have our Edit button, View, Insert, which we're going to see these items also along the toolbar here. Formatting, which includes, again, some text formatting, which we'll see along the toolbar there, as well as heading, blocks, fonts. This will be a new option. Sizes, alignment, and directionality. We can also change the text color and background color from here. Next, we have tools, which will include our apps. We'll talk about those in just a second. And then finally, we have table. So most of that stuff we're also going to find along the side here or along the toolbar here. So I've got my font sizes. We do recommend using the heading menu as opposed to increasing the font sizes, and this is for accessibility. So heading 2 for your main heading, and then moving down all the way through to paragraph. So I can add text to this page, and in our opinion, a good page really includes text, it includes some videos, might include some images, so we can add a lot of content in there as well. And then I can go along the side here and change the way that that text looks, making sure that it's still accessible for my students. For instance, if I'm going to have a heading that might reference the notes, and I'd like to make this jump out to the students, I can highlight that in yellow, and it's still going to be pretty accessible for those kids. So it is highlighted in yellow, which is fine. And I'm not getting any accessibility notification here. Now, if I change this maybe to a light yellow on top of a dark yellow, this might be harder to read. And what I'll notice is that little blue guy in my accessibility checker now has a notification. So if I click on that, it will give me some information about what is inaccessible about that particular word. So I can just change that back to black. So I can still play around with highlighting and adding different text colors, but I always want to encourage you to check that accessibility checker and make sure that there's really no notifications in there. Moving along, we're also able to add links, and we have two options for links. We can add an external link, so this is going to go to another website, or we can add a course link. When we add an external link, I can highlight text, add that external link, and I'll add the link URL here. If I'm going to add a course link, I don't necessarily have to add text first. I can come up here to my course link and then choose a page that I'd like to link on this. When I do that, it will take the name of the page and it will actually hyperlink it for me, so I don't have to worry about having text in there already. And then I can do the same thing and continue to add additional pages in there. That little icon that you're seeing on mine is just an emoji, so there's no, it's not going to automatically add those items there. That happens to be in the name of the page. Okay, so moving on, the next item that we have here is the ability to add a picture. So I can upload an image, I can choose for my course image, or I can choose for my user images. I'm going to choose for my course image. And so I see that this has come in, first it's come in very large, so I'm going to resize that down. And then I can click image options. If I am uploading this image the first time, I get these options when I first upload that image. So the first option here is alt text. I do want to make sure that this box here describes the picture accurately. So I can say placeholder with the words coming soon. If it is just going to be a decorative image, it happens to be a header that really doesn't convey any important information to students, you can always just check that it's a decorative image. We want it to embed the image. I want the size to be probably small, and then I can click done here. So it's going to resize it for me, and then that image is going to be accessible. And what you'll notice is I don't have a little bubble on my accessibility checker because I've added that alt text. If you have a lot of images on your page, that number might be large because you have not gone in to add in that accessibility piece with alt text. So we do recommend doing that. The next option we have is record and upload media. So this would be items that you're going to actually embed on the page that are not stored somewhere else. So if they're stored in your Google Drive or on YouTube, you do not have to worry about doing this piece. This would be you're actually going to upload or record that media right within Canvas. Next item we have here is uploading a document. This could also include uploading a PDF. So if you have that PDF stored on your computer somewhere and you'd like to upload it for students, you can do that here, including course documents as well. So this is going to work very similar to the image options that we have. And then the last option, this is a new option. This is an icon maker. So in the past, we've encouraged teachers to create buttons that would navigate students to different parts of the course. Canvas has created an icon maker that allows you to do those things right within your course. So if I choose this create icon maker, and let's say I wanted to create an icon that would go to the textbook. So I'm going to give it a name. I can choose alt text. It's going to be the same. It's going to go to the textbook. I can choose an icon shape. I want it to be a circle. I want it to be medium. And then I'm going to choose a color. We'll say blue. I can add an outline, and the outline can be a different color. So I'm just kind of building this button here. Next thing is, what text would be displayed with this button? So I can include the word textbook on the bottom. I can choose the size of that as well as the color. I can also choose where is it going to display. So in this case, I want it to display right in the middle, and I think I'm going to change the color to white. And then last, image. I can choose a single color image or a multicolor image. Let's go through both of these. So if I do single color image, it's going to give me some options in here. If I choose multicolor image, it's going to give me additional options. So I can choose what looks like maybe a textbook. And then I want to go back and change that text to be black. And I think I'm going to change my text background color so that you can actually see that text in there and maybe make it a little bigger. So once I start kind of building this, I can choose, different options in there, kind of play around with some of this stuff. Maybe I want to move it back to the bottom and change the color of that background. So again, just kind of playing around with some of these options in here. It's a really easy way to make those buttons. So once I'm done creating this, I'm good to go. I can click apply. And then that button will be added. So it has only created the image. It did not give me anywhere to link this. So I would then select that button, come up to my link options and choose external link or course link, depending on where I'm going with this. So this is just, again, an additional piece that's a little easier. You don't have to go out and find something. You can also add your own images for your own buttons, but again, a new option for you in adding buttons there. So moving along on our taskbar, we will have a plug here, and these are our tools. If you do not see the Google Drive icon in there, you may need to go to View All to add that Google Drive icon. So with Google Drive, I can select it and then choose content from my Google Drive. We have an additional video on this page that will show you more options for adding content from Google Drive. The other plugin I want to mention is YouTube. So YouTube allows you to search for a video and then embed that video directly from YouTube. If you're not able to find the video that you need on YouTube, we do recommend using the embed option on the YouTube video. When you do that, once you copy the embed code, you're going to come here to the bottom where we're going to switch to our HTML editor. Now, you do not need to be a coder in order to add this content here. I'm going to come to the bottom of my page and I'm just going to paste that embed code in there and then switch back by choosing that embed code icon. And so then when I scroll down, what I'll see here is that I've now embedded that content right within my page. And I can select that content and make it smaller if I'd like to. However, I'd like to edit the content after that. So that's going to be our HTML editor. We will use that for embedding items on our page. And then last is going to just be our alignment, bullet points, indentation, clearing the formatting if we are copying from another location, adding a table, an equation editor, and an additional embed option. If you'd like to click this cloud, then I can also paste that embed code in there as well, and it will embed the content. So this is our rich content editor. Again, we do recommend that you look at that accessibility checker each time you're creating a page just to make sure everything looks good. If there are any issues, you'll just click on the little blue guy and he'll walk you through what you need to change on your page to make it accessible for your students.